Time to unload the dishwasher. Ugh, they're still dirty. Let's figure out how to get them cleaner, cheaper. So I am trying to figure out ways to save money on anything, and we are gonna save money on our water bill. But how are we gonna do that? Did find a website, and I will link it below, but it says that if you load your dishwasher a specific way, it will save you money and get your dishes cleaner.
But you don't know how to load my dishwasher. I have a system.
I'll wing it.
There's a diagram in the pantry. Use it.
First thing it says to do is to put your plates on the bottom rack. It says that if you do this, make sure there's a little space in between them, because if not, if there's no space, the water jets will hit the plates and they will chip and they could crack. But they didn't say anything about plastic plates, and I have lots of kids and I have lots of plastic plates. So do plastic plates go on the top or the bottom? Next, bowls. Top rack. I don't think mixing bowls count. Now for cups, they say to take the cups and put them in between the tines, not on them. So you're supposed to put them like this. Next, they said to put your silverware with it facing up, but to make sure none of your stainless steel utensils like these are actually touching, because a chemical reaction called pitting can actually happen and ruin your stainless steel silverware. So I'm actually going to do up and down, even though it said to keep everything up, so that they don't touch. Knives obviously go blade down. Another thing, your spatulas and your big serving spoons, you're supposed to put in the top rack. If you put them in the bottom, oh, you can't see. If you put them in the bottom with the utensils, it could hit the spinning arm and then your thing won't work. So put it in the top, but just make sure that it is not going to fall. One way you can prevent your spatulas and spoons from falling, as you see that hole, says to put your spoon, let's see, can I get it? Through the hole like that, so then it won't fall. Wash your larger pots and pans separately from your other dishes. The larger pots and pans, especially when you put them on the bottom rack, can actually block the sprayers from the top rack, so then your top rack will not get clean. So do your loads separately. Make sure your plastic containers are in the top as well as their lids, and also make sure that they have that top rack only warning label on them, because you don't want them to melt. If they get too close to the bottom, they could actually melt. Another great tip, which I never even thought of, is to keep your large pots and pans, when you do those loads, away from the door. And you're like, why should I keep them away from the door? This is why. If you have your pots and pans too close to the door, then this won't open, or if it does, it won't go and do what it needs to do for the detergent. So make sure that you're not blocking the detergent wall. One obvious one is to not run your dishwasher unless it's full. Last but not least, make sure the arms are spinning. See my sprayer arm right there? After I load my dishwasher, I will just kind of move it around. There it goes. Sometimes it won't spin, so you make sure that your dishwasher arm does spin, so you know that everything's going to work correctly and nothing's going to get stuck. Now I am going to run my dishwasher when it's full, and I am going to see if they come out any cleaner than they normally would. I usually fill up my dishwasher a little bit more than what we have here, but I am trying to follow the protocols or the rules. I actually had to take some things out just because I wasn't sure about the plastic plates, and I looked on them. A majority of my kids' plates say top rack only, so I'm only going to put them on the top rack. If it didn't have a warning, I put it in the bottom rack with the rest of the plates. And then I did have to put like 1 or 2 cups in the bottom just to get some things to fit, just so it was full and it wasn't like empty. How is loading your dishwasher a specific way supposed to save you money? Well, so what is supposed to happen is that the water and the jets can get to every dish, every utensil, every spatula, everything that's in the dishwasher, and the soap can get to all of them as well, so that it cleans it better, which means you don't have to leave anything in the dishwasher and wash it again, which I have done many, many, many times. And because of that, you only have to wash it once. It should save you money. You shouldn't have to reload it and reload it, or rerun it and rerun it. I already have the dishwasher running, but I was just re-looking at the website and want to give you a couple more tips that I didn't mention earlier. Another one is have the face of the dishes facing towards the center, because that's where the sprayers are. So we don't really need the backs because we don't get those as dirty. So you need to get the front of your dishes towards the middle, like facing towards the middle, so that everything gets washed. This is another one that I struggle with, overcrowding. Have you guys struggled with that one? I know I have. You are putting too many dishes in your dishwasher, because I try to shove as much in there as I can so I don't have to wash them again. But if you think about it, I do sometimes leave stuff in there because it doesn't get washed. What can happen, I'm going to read from the website here, so excuse me, but what can happen is it can trap the sprayer arms, it can cause leaks, it can make it difficult for the jets to thoroughly clean your dishes. But they're saying don't pre-rinse your dishes. So let me read this to you. As dishwasher detergent is designed to interact with food particles on your dirty dishes. So rinsing them beforehand may actually inhibit the cleaning cycle. If you're like me, I like to throw everything in the dishwasher, but there are some things that you shouldn't throw in the dishwasher, like fine china, crystal, and delicate glassware, wooden spoons, cast iron, non-stick cookware, kitchen knives. All of those should not go in your dishwasher. If you do that, you can damage your dishwasher, you can damage your pots, pans, utensils, whatever you're putting in there that shouldn't be in there. And then also it says you should make sure to wash things like burnt pots and pans, like things that burn onto your things, by hand to avoid damaging them. And if your pot or your pan or whatever you're washing comes with directions, follow the manufacturer's directions, because if it has a warranty or anything and it says don't put it in the dishwasher and you do, they're not going to honor the warranty. My dishwasher's on, so it might be loud, but one last thing is, if you want your dishes to be clean, your dishwasher needs to be clean. So make sure that you clean your dishwasher. You can use one of those like fresh things, or you can just use some vinegar and some water and put it in there with the cycle and it'll clean it. You can also take your dishwasher, like not completely apart, but like the bottom part, the little arm in the bottom, you can take that out. I think there's a filter too, and you can take the filter out, you can wash it, and if there's extra food or particles or anything, you might want to do that. But I do have a story, so if you don't like gross stories, I suggest you either mute it or skip ahead or click off or whatever it is. But we moved into this house in 2020, and they had a dog, which I love animals, not a big deal, but they had like one of those big dogs, and we were finding dog hair everywhere. We like steam clean the carpets, and there would be like chunks of dog hair coming out of the carpets, and it really grossed me out. So I was cleaning the dishwasher one day, and I took like the whole arm and everything out and started cleaning it, and y'all, there was chunks of dog hair in our dishwasher. It was so gross. So we got a new one. So always check the arm and clean it, because you never know what you're gonna find. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to be quiet because my kids are asleep, but let's see if he's got any cleaner than normal. So I don't know if I had showed you this pan, but like here and some other places it had some caked on gunk, so all that's gone. The glass bowls look good. Usually my bottom rack gets pretty clean. It's the top rack because I always like overfill it. So let's see. Oh, that looks good. That's not gunk, that's like just the plastic wearing down. In case you were wondering. Oh. So this did not get clean, but it was facing away from the sprayer. Let's look at this plate that's facing the sprayer. Anything that was facing down or facing the sprayer, it looks like the rest got clean. So I think the fact that it was not facing downward or facing the middle. I think that is very important. This one got clean. So that plate right there should be an example of how we need to load our dishwasher correctly, or it's gonna cost us money. Now I have to rewash that, whether I hand wash it or I put it in the dishwasher, and then I can't put something else in there, and then it just keeps going and going and going.
Nothing outlasts the Energizer battery. It keeps going and going.
Maybe later on I will do a test on loading it this way for a longer term if it actually saves me money. But if you liked this video and you liked learning about how to load your dishwasher, go watch this one, and we'll see you next time.